Let's go to
Metal Six Pack.
yeah.
Let's do it in honor of our buddy John Five, who is now a member of Motley Crue. In case you haven't been on the internet in a while, so we decided to do our top 6 Motley Crue songs of all time, and we'll start with Jim.
All right, my number 6 is "Kickstart My Heart." It probably should be up there closer to the top, but the killer song. Every time it comes on, the energy that comes out of this song is just amazing. They play it in stadiums. That's the only song I picked off this record, so "Kickstart My Heart" is my number 6.
All right, my number 6 would be "Louder Than Hell" from the Theater of Pain album, and obviously, that album was. I think if it didn't have "Home Sweet Home" on it, there could have been real trouble for Motley because that was not a very popular album. But I always loved this song, super heavy, and that's my number 6, "Louder Than Hell."
"Smoking in the Boys' Room" saved that album too, because that was one of the first single off that record too.
Yep.
Okay, Eddie.
All right, my number 6 is a song that was never actually on a proper Motley Crue record. It was a bonus track on that greatest hits record, "Decade of Decadence." Ever since, I think it's been in the Motley Crue set, though. It's become a classic. I thought it was always a little different for them. Very, very, very cool song. And for a song that was never actually part of an actual proper record, it's amazing because it's become a classic. "Primal Scream" at number 6.
That's a great song. Nice and heavy too.
I love that song.
Well, that's Mick Mars said that was his favorite song to play when we had him on that metal show. Was "Primal Scream."
All right, my number 5 is off the Girls, Girls, Girls record, "Wild Side." Love this song. Opens the record. It's phenomenal.
Opens most of their shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my number 5 is "Wild Side."
Not a fan at all of that song or that album, so I have nothing representative from that record. But my number 5 happens to be "Looks That Kill." And I love that video, all the fire, the half-naked girls, the razor-sharp riffs in that song. And that's it. Number 5, "Looks That Kill."
My number 5 is the song "Dr. Feelgood" from the album of the same name. I only put one song from this record too, which is obviously widely regarded as one of, if not their biggest record. But again, we can only do 6. Obviously, there's way more Motley songs we like, but the whole point is we're doing a list. You can only do 6. So my representative, I almost went with "Kickstart," but my representative from this album is the title track because I love the open. I love the groove. I love the build into the song, into the main riff. Sonically, it sounds amazing. Bob Rock producing it. So the title track, "Dr. Feelgood," is my number 5.
All right, my number 4, I'm going back to the Shout at the Devil record, "Too Young to Fall in Love." Great video, great song. I love this, just everything about it. They don't play it they don't play it a lot in their sets. Once in a while they'll throw it in, but I love this one.
Yeah, and that was sort of a minor hit, right? After "Looks That Kill."
It's a big video. MTV played the hell out of that back in the day.
Yep. All right, my number 4 is the song "Shout at the Devil," the title track. One of my favorite things about Motley is that they did change on every record. So you come straight out of a glam album through and through into the first track on this album, and it's a metal album, and it's "Shout at the Devil." And like most of the bands that I love, I like a little Satanism in them. So hearing this after, being into that first record so heavy, I was like, wow, this is dark. I really like this. So that's my number 4, "Shout at the Devil."
All right. My number 4 is, I think Jim had this as well, "Wild Side." Love the song. Again, it opens most Motley shows. I believe they still are opening with it, actually. And it's from that record, it is my favorite song easily. And just love everything about it. I love the end when the tempo changes and that pocket that it goes into. Great track. That's my number 4.
My number 3 is off of Shout at the Devil, side 2, first song, Tommy Lee's double bass, Red Hot. It's like 2 minutes and 39 seconds or whatever it is. Unbelievable. So heavy.
Yeah, Vince opens a lot of his solo shows with that song.
Does he? Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, great tune. Number 3 for me is it Dr. Feelgood? Yes, it's the title track from that album. And Ed, you said it the best. I just, that bass at the beginning, that crunchy, fuzzy, just gnarly chainsaw
with those drums,
bass and the drums, and it just, and then when it kicks in, boom, and and really strong lyrics on this one, barrio streets, gangs, and all that imagery that goes on in your mind when you hear that song. So killer tune at number 3, Dr. Feelgood.
There was a story that Tommy Lee modeled his drum sound on Dr. Feelgood off of Kiss Creatures of the Night, which was like a real benchmark drum sound at the time. And that was the sound he was going for. And you could hear it. It's huge. That's definitely like that. All right. My number 3 is Looks That Kill. Again, we can only do 6 songs here. And there are so many that I love, including some later Motley songs, which again, I just couldn't get into this in the 6. But this is my only representation from Shout at the Devil, and it was tough between the title track, Bastard, Red Hot, but this song was the first single from this record, and I remember clearly the video coming onto MTV, and like Don said, the first record, which is my favorite Motley Crue album easily, Too Fast for Love, which is we'll get to in a second, that was more of a hybrid of like glam metal, what have you. There was a lot of different things. The look changed, the sound changed. It got way heavier. It went way metal. And just hearing this song initially, the first lead track from this record, I was like, wow. And then seeing the video, like the girls in the cages and the way they looked, I was like, wow, this has gone to a whole different world now. So I'll always remember that. So that's why I picked this song. Plus, it's a great song at number 3.
Yeah, Bastards was so close. Bastard, I should say, was so close on my list, but we only have 6.
All right, my number 2 is off the first record, my favorite Motley album, Piece of Your Action. There's so many songs. I could have taken all 6 songs off this record. I love it. I got this record the first week it came out. I still have it on Leather Records.
Me too.
I think there was, I don't know how many, maybe 30,000 or 40,000 copies of that out there.
It's a different mix too.
Yeah. Yeah, so I had that. I remember buying that. I was living down in Florida at the time, but Piece of Action is my number 2.
There's a lot of people that prefer the original mix versus the mix that came out that everybody knows, actually.
Yeah.
It's pretty different sounding, but it's the same recording, just different mix.
That's one piece of vinyl that I have not been able to find in good condition is the Leather Records version of it. So
Donnie, Donnie boy, make me an offer. Maybe we could do some business.
You have it on vinyl?
Oh yeah, Leather Records, sure.
Oh yeah, and Eddie doesn't like vinyl, so get it from him.
I like money though.
I know.
Come on, you interview Dolly Parton. Throw me a bone.
You want that, and Sebastian Bach wants my I Got Kiss the original sealed on 8-track.
Oh, geez.
And he wants that badly. Although John 5 will probably want that even more because he's even more of a Kiss collector. I got to ask John if he has that actually.
Yeah, he's got it. He has almost everything.
He has it in 15 versions in 10 countries.
Totally. I have the originals on vinyl, but anyway, my number 2 is Whatever Comes Up, which is Kickstart My Heart. That Dr. Feelgood, Kickstart My Heart, 2 best songs on that record. They're kind of neck and neck. Like Jim said, though, I like the energy a little bit more on this track. It's almost their thrash song. It's so heavy and fast, and when I get high on speed, like the vocal right out of the gate. Maybe, well, not their best because I put it at number 2, but it's easily one of their best songs ever.
And the intro, courtesy of Montrose Bad Motor Scooter.
Yeah,
correct.
All right. My number 2, Piece of Your Action from Too Fast for Love. Like Jim just said, I could have easily done all 6 songs from Too Fast for Love. That's no slam on the other Motley records. But to me, Too Fast for Love is easily my favorite Motley record. And I mean, just I'll give it away. My number 1's going to be from that record too. But I mean, I could have easily done all 6. I mean, just to narrow down the 2 that I was going to take from that record was super difficult, but always loved Piece to Your Action. And that is my number 2.
We're all going to have the same number 1. I can feel it.
Well, my number 1 is the first song that I ever heard from Motley Crue when I put the record on.
We don't know, by the way. We should just tell the audience we do not know each other's lists until we do this. So
no,
right. Yep. Good parent.
Yeah, the opening track, Live Wire, still sounds fresh to this day. So much energy. Yeah, and that was the first cut. As soon as you put the album on, you hear Live Wire. It's got to be my number 1.
Yep, Jim, you're right. I mean, you can't, when you first hear that when you first heard that song, man, it was just like, it was so powerful, and yeah, just a killer song. And we all know at the end where to hit the cowbell. So, you know, that's just one that sticks in your head. And that for me, yeah, was easily number 1.
And I will make it a clean sweep. Joe didn't even have to change the graphic once. Yeah, we are all in unison, which is extremely rare, by the way. And Live Wire, again, number 1 for all the reasons these guys said. I mean, the introduction to Motley, hearing that song, the double kick, I mean, it's weird because it was super heavy for its time, but they looked super glammy. And then you saw the video, and you know, I think who is it? Mick spitting a little blood coming out of his mouth. Nicky's boots going on fire. I mean, for its time, 81 or whatever that was, I mean, that was like crazy heavy and different and cool. I mean, growing up a massive Kiss fan, it was like the natural progression from Kiss in terms of just being a little heavier. Remember what was going on with Kiss in the early 80s was anything but heavy, even though I still loved it. But this was like, wow, this is a band totally over the top, lighting themselves on fire, blood coming out of their mouth, and the song is beyond kick-ass heavy. So Live Wire is just like was the ultimate introduction to Motley, and it's my number 1.
All right, great.
Yeah, I wanted to try to squeeze in Starry Eyes too. I always love that too.
That's a great
It's
one.
endless.
Take me to the top. Take me to the top.
I hope John Corabi wasn't watching this episode.
Well, that's the other thing, because that is a great record. So I easily could have put Hooligan's Holiday or any of that on there. Again, there's stuff like everybody dislikes that Generation Swine record. There's a song on that record I love called Afraid that I love.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
The song that they did when they reunited with the original lineup, If I Die Tomorrow, that they put on that greatest hits record, I love that song. There's stuff on Saints of Los Angeles I like a lot. There's tons of stuff. But again, we're only holding it to 6, and you got to go with your favorite 6. It's as simple as that. So in honor of Nicky Six and the Metal Six Pack, we held it at 6.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Don. Thanks for watching that clip. If you'd like to see more stuff like that, check out these clips right here. And hey, why not join up, become a member, hit that join button, and you'll get access to exclusive content. Content?